Hello, my lovely Taurians, and a very warm welcome to your 2024 to 5 annual forecast. As always, there's much happening in the heavens, and I've picked out the most important themes to share with you. First of all, Pluto is going to be changing signs, making its way more seriously into Aquarius. It already had a little ingress during this year, 2023, and it will finally make its final ingress into your 10th house during this year, a little toing and froing, where it's going to stay for about 20 years. So it is a big deal, and I'll be covering that in a little more detail. On a wider level, this Pluto going to Aquarius away from Capricorn has to do with us connecting with the power of technology and the power of our mental frequencies and the powers of telepathy, and how we begin to awaken the use of the constructive mind, not this demonic mind that's all over the place, that's complaining and moaning and groaning and all of that stuff that goes on. But there's going to be a refining of the power of the mental energies. Now, I'll cover that in a separate video altogether. Mars will go retrograde at the end of the year in December and into 2025. I'll cover that a little later on. Jupiter will move from your sign into the next sign, Gemini, into your second house, and Jupiter going into an air sign. So Pluto into an air sign, Jupiter, air, and soon Uranus will join in air. So again, we're working with the power of what is in the space. Yes, it's not so much the tangibles now, but we'll be using the power of the space to create tangibles. We might not have to wait so long for things to mature, for things to happen. We may find that we can work with food in much more efficient ways. You're going to find hybrids and mixing and matching of the best qualities. There's a lot to say about it, but again, a separate video. And for you, it's going to be affecting your finances more shortly. All the Mercury retrogrades this year are going to be in fire signs. So mentally, you're going to be very creative. It's a year of innovation, of inspirational thinking, of sharing the sparks of the divine energy that you can connect into. And I will also be covering the eclipses. So January the 21st, Pluto comes into your 10th house until September. It will briefly go back into the 9th during September and November, just for a few weeks, but largely it's making its way out of the 9th and into your 10th house. Okay, so for these last many years, you've been on quite a trip, haven't you, lovely Taurians? Oh my goodness, you've still got Uranus in your sign, so there's been quite a lot of upheavals, a lot of spiritual growth, a lot of lessons, a lot of learning. As Pluto comes into this 10th house, it's about taking all the power of all the things that you've been through, the pains, the sufferings, the traumas, the joys, and finding ways to share that wisdom with others. And I would imagine that you are going to be a force to be reckoned with. You're going to have the power to really transform other people's lives. The more that you're willing to share your experiences, to understand the depth of what you've been through, and then to be able to help others through maybe similar difficulties and challenges. This is also going to be about taking your power in your career, your work, not just to be a little puppet that's somehow just going along with whatever's going on. No, you decide, you take your power, you get to the bottom of what your soul needs, what the unique you wants to express this lifetime. It's powerful stuff, but we're getting right into the meat of things. As I said, at the end of the year, Mars will go, oh no, we'll cover that, sorry, a little later. The eclipses. March the 25th, we've got a lunar eclipse happening in your 6th, and April the 8th, a solar eclipse. And the energies of eclipses last for a good 6 months. So really March, April until October, and then we get another set of eclipses. So the eclipses are activating your health, physical, mental, emotional. There may be some changes, some new regimes, some new learning experiences, some new healing opportunities. They're also affecting your work. So there may be some changes in the work area for you this year, Taurus, and how you use your time, how you feel as though you can be most productive, most useful. This is also being triggered here. Some of you may get more involved with animals, with plants, with this unspeaking world. And also, it's an opportunity to look to ways in which you can be of service to others. And one of the ways you're of service to others is by doing what you love. When you do what you love, you shine. You shine a bright light that shines out of you. And a bright light dispels darkness. So that's the key here. Finding what you love and hanging on to it and learning and growing from it and changing where needed. And also the need for solitude, peaceful, quiet time. May the 25th, big news here. Jupiter goes into your 2nd house, where it will stay until June of 2025, so a year. So this is a big shift. This can expand your finances generally. It can also mean that money comes in but also goes out just as quickly, so you may have to monitor that. But it's also an expansion, an opportunity to expand your skills, your creativity, your gifts. Taurians, you have many, many gifts, lots of which you probably haven't explored as deeply as you could. And this Jupiter may have you learning, studying, teaching, sharing. And in the joy of that, you create more abundance in your life. All the Mercury retrogrades, as I said, are in fire signs. So the fire signs are the 4th, 8th, and the 12th houses for you. So you're going to be doing a lot of deep thinking this year. Yes, the retrogrades are in April, August, and November, December time. But you're going to be deeply thinking about, but yes, the 4th house, yes, correct. Mercury retrograde is doing numbers on my brain here. Thinking about your home, your family, reflecting, reassessing, maybe making some adjustments there. The 8th house, reflecting upon joint finances, reflecting upon trust, and reflecting upon ways in which you can keep transforming yourself, renewing, rebirthing. And finally, reflecting on your spiritual journey and going more deeply inside, discovering the riches and the gifts and the wealth that is inside of you, not necessarily looking for it all externally. Okay, now, as I said, September, Pluto will go briefly back into the 9th, but the main thing is that it's coming to the 10th, which I have covered. And then we've got the final 2 eclipses. We'll have a lunar eclipse, which is going to be here in your 11th house, and a solar eclipse here in the 6th house. This is going to be September and October time, September 18th, October 2nd. So here again, we're getting new beginnings for your health, your vitality. Maybe you learn a new modality. Maybe you become a healer. Maybe you find ways, new work that is very uplifting for you. And here, this can bring shifts and changes into the people that you mix with. Your environment and the people that influence you is very important. And you may be learning some very powerful lessons in this area to create an environment that is uplifting and enables you to grow and thrive and to be independent and free and express your uniqueness. December the 6th, Mars is going to go retrograde in this 4th house until February of 2025. So you may be making changes in your home environment. Don't be surprised if there might be renovations, upgrades, shifts generally in this whole area, and a change in course of action. So, my lovely Taurians, Uranus still in your sign. You're learning to go with the changes, right? You've learned a lot of really fascinating new things, some of which you've welcomed, some of which you've not welcomed initially. But your consciousness is rising. Trust it. You may have your ups and downs along the journey, but you are really making progress. Begin to see that, and you'll find that you create much more of a positive frequency, which will magnetize to you more of the higher frequency energies that you're looking for. So this is an exciting year ahead. Let's see what your card is from our Pleiadian Oracle card deck. Here we are. All right. So, deep cleansing. All right. And since it matches in very much with the paintings, I'm going to suggest that it's going to be important to connect with nature and allow the elements of nature, you're an earth sign, to heal and cleanse and refresh and revitalize you. So the sky, the earth, the water, the sunshine, all the beautiful colors of nature. Work with the colors, and you'll find that very soothing through the acceleration of shifts that are certainly going to be happening over these next few years. And it's just beginning to gather pace during this year. I'd love your feedback. Please give me your feedback. These videos take a lot of time and concentration, and I just hope that they're of value to you and they really help you to prepare yourself a little emotionally, psychologically, physically for the year ahead. Much love to you. Bye for now.